Well, happy Friday, everybody, and welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me again. I think I have all my lights on. I think the sound is on. I think everything should be cooking with gas. Uh, we'll find out, right? It's a little quiet around here today since I don't have a 4-year-old underfoot. So, and that's okay. Uh, do have some technical issues. I tried to get everything set up again. Like I was saying last Friday, I came home and I deleted everything and I started from scratch. And I cannot get the cameras to switch. Hey, Lewis. But look. I got the chats up. So baby steps, buddy, baby steps. But I can't get the other cameras to work. So they're all plugged in. Everything is, it shows up on here. It just won't show up on the screen going out. So I have no idea what I'm doing wrong, but there's always next week, right? So we'll just deal with one camera tonight, and that's fine. I'm rarely use that other one anyway, and occasionally I do the overhead, but you know, it is what it is. And Jeff made it in. Hi Sly. Hi Jeff. How you doing, bud? Y'all are coming into spring and we're going into winter. So it's been a little chilly here. Scott's here. Happy Friday. Yes, it is. So that picture that you put up of the snowman with the pumpkin, was that real? Like, do you have snow? Because it got down in the 20s here this past week. And this little girl came home from St. Louis to no heater. So it's been a chilly, chilly week, let me tell you. But that's all right. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I'm going to be Hercules before it's over. So I had told you guys I ordered the DJI Osmo 4. Because you guys know I take my original Osmo action with me pretty much wherever I go. And I love this thing. For it's really like a run and gun for a nanny cam, right? Because with a 4-year-old, he is not going to give you time to sit and change lenses and put on filters and do all the things that you should do. And with this, you don't have to. You just turn it on and you just chase him. But supposedly the Osmo 4 is like this big upgrade. So I got one. The jury is still out on whether this camera is better than this camera. Okay. In addition to the camera, I also got the microphone because I'm thinking this makes sense to me. If it doesn't make sense to anybody else, let me know. So the DJI mic should work really well on the DJI camera. Jury's still out on that too. So I think I like the mic. Now, I do have a cage coming for this tomorrow. It wasn't supposed to be here until December 21st, and they pulled a fast one, and you had to sign for this. So instead of, we had to take a detour to come by my house on the way back from St. Louis to sign for this, which was fine. But I was grateful to get it, but it's been so hectic this week, and with no heat, I just have not had time until today to really get to play with it very much. And there's some things I like about it, sort of. I need to get it out in the sunlight and see how it compares to the original. So the cage that came with it, and it's kind of funny because my original is not in a DJI cage either. It's in a PGY Tech cage because it has the two cold shoes. So yeah, original cage has no cold shoes. You can't attach anything. And DJI, why do you do this? So it's not, some people have a hard time getting it in its little cage. It's not hard for me. Boom, it's in there. But you have to take it out to get to the battery and the SD card. Why? Why would you not put a door on this side? This side has access to the microphone. Why would you not put a door on this side? So I ordered a new cage. I researched them, and about 4 or 5 different companies make cages for these. And I just from looking, now I haven't had any, so I'm just from looking, I think I like the small rig the best. It does only have one cold shoe, but it has a cutout for the DJI mic. You see how it's all coming together? It's kind of getting to be like a package thing. But it really bothers me that I cannot get into that. And I really don't like to keep my phone out of its case. I don't like to keep my laptop out of its case. I mean, I just like cages and cases, and I just like to protect stuff. Okay? Yeah. So, like I said, the jury is still out. I've done some preliminary testing, and honestly, my Deity sounds better than the DJI mic. Now, it won't plug like directly into this. But on the flip side of that, if I had a cold shoe, you can plug the mic in and leave the door on. And with the DJI mic, you have to take the door off. So there's give and take. But the Deity sounds better to me than the DJI does. And I know a lot of content creators that use the DJI, and they love it. And it went on sale. Hasn't gone on sale in forever, so I ended up picking one up. And it's okay. It's not a bad mic. It's okay. I watched one guy that used a little Saramonic, I think they're called MX1s or something, and a little $20 mic, and it sounded pretty good too. So the internal mic, I will say this, I like the internal mic better on the original than I do on the 4. So I think they made it that way to get you to buy a mic, but that's just me being pessimistic. Yes. So I'm sure it had absolutely nothing to do with one from the other. But I do like, there are some, it's not all doom and gloom. So the original, has the standard action connector on the bottom of the cage. It's not really made for vertical shooting. I mean, I suppose with the right adapters, or you could just hold it one way or the other. I'm not sure which way it's supposed to go. Oh, yeah, like this. So I guess you could just hold it if you wanted to do vertical shooting. But I do like the magnetic hoopla. And boom, you're good to go. The selfie stick, it's cool. It's kind of like the Insta360 selfie stick. It's a little bit more robust. It's not really any heavier. It's just a little thicker, which is fine. This one goes like to 6 feet. So it just all the way out 6 feet. Which was really nice for like when we were in the cave and stuff. I could have put this thing up in places I couldn't reach. And it'll save me from climbing up cliffs and what have you. I can just stick the stick up there. So I do like that. It is longer. So if you put them about the same. Well, here, let me just put it on there. Now it is magnetic, so it only goes on one way. Because if you try to put it on backwards, it opposes. Like, you can't do it. It opposes. It's fun. I just like playing with it. But yeah, so sorry about that. All right. So if you set them side by side on the selfie stick that came with it, you can see it is quite a bit longer. Now, I kind of like to keep them in the bag like and see so, but since it is magnet and I don't have to put a thumb screw in, I would probably be okay keeping them side by side. Not really a big deal. You just pop it on and you're good to go. So, like I said, the jury is still out. It doesn't really, I mean, this one does 4K. I just don't like to do 4K because I don't like to edit the files. So, that's just me being lazy, right? Lewis says, I went with Rode over the DJI mics. So far, I don't like the squareness of the Rode. The Deity, let me grab one, I'll just show you. I've been playing a lot today, so I've had a lot of this stuff out and testing it and what have you. So here's the Deity. And here's the DJI. So let me get where you can see them. There you go. So you can see the DJI is even smaller than the Deity, and the Deity is smaller than the Rode. So it's not a very big presence on your person. But then this isn't either. But with the Deity, you can put a lav mic on it, so you can completely hide these. The sound quality to me is better when the Deity is hooked up to it than it was with the DJI. So, you know, I waited forever for those things to go on sale. And then they did, and I may send it back. So, I don't know. We'll see. I like, on this part, if you can see that part, there we go. I like how all the readings are on the front where you can see them. If you plug it in directly to, it comes with, I don't know if you guys have seen this or not, but it comes, if I can get it out of there, it comes with this adapter that you take this little plastic shoe off here and you put this on, and it plugs directly into the camera. But the screen is facing the back. So if you're out shooting pictures of stuff, it's great, but if you're trying to film yourself, you lose your readings. Not a deal breaker, but just letting you know. That was just you know, some of the things that you go, I think most people that use action cameras don't shoot themselves much. Maybe they're shooting the action, like the landscape, but I feel like they do shoot like themselves snowboarding and, I don't know, riding a bike or whatever you do with an action camera. So I do feel like a lot of people are filming themselves. So I don't know why they did that, but they should have made it like where it would articulate back and forth. They did not call me and ask for my opinion before they made them. I'm just saying. James, how you doing? Hey, all. Welcome, sir. How are you? Lewis says, the 4 looks bigger. The camera itself, yes. But ever so slightly. I've got them pretty close. You probably can't see that at all. So, there you go. Not by much. I think it's a little bit longer, but let me get up here where I can go this way. I think it's a little bit longer, but I think it's a little bit skinnier too. They're almost, I would say they're identical in weight. I didn't notice any weight difference in holding it up for, 15, 20 minutes. I didn't notice any difference. So, Lewis is saying hi to James. Yeah, everybody give James a welcome. Roy made it in. G'day, Sly. G'day, Roy. Roy is from Australia, which is kind of fun. That's why he has a little kangaroo by his name, because he's Australian. So, I have two of the deities, and I really do like the way they sound. I am a little bit concerned with only having one cold shoe, because if you have a mic on there that's going to take up one, and you're filming in the dark, where's the light going to go? But, aha, I have that piece from Ulanzi that will fit into the one of the cold shoes, and it gives you two more. So I may have that solved already. And I looked at cages from Ulanzi and PGY Tech, which is the one that the cage I have for the old one. There was like a Tellison. There was like 4 or 5 people that made cages, and most of, well, I have a small rig on the M6. Don't have anything on the 200. And I think I have a small rig on the Sony. So, but small rig has where the door opens to get the battery and the memory card out. I mean, DJI, this is just not a good design. I'm sorry. Have y'all picked up on the fact I don't like the cage that came with the camera? Yes, moving on. Okay, I'm going to butcher this, I'm sure. Edgar Ariel Rodriguez Cervantes. Hi from Mexico. Well, hi back at you. Welcome. Is it Edgar or Ariel? Or is it Edgar and Ariel? It may be a husband and wife teaming up there. Or it may be just Edgar. Welcome, sir. Glad to have you. We're just kind of, Friday night is very low key. We're just kind of talking about anything and everything. I got a couple of new, I got a new action camera, a couple new toys, an action camera and a DJI mic. And I'm just, I typically don't go with the mainstream, but so many people have raved about the DJI mic. And honestly, I had been using the Tascam recorder, which I think was doing a phenomenal job once I figured out how to sync the files. So I'm not a complete idiot, but I am having a lot of trouble with Ecamm for some reason. Not sure why. And James is saying hey to Lewis. Yeah, but I did finally get some of it fixed. I got the background going. I got the little corner, the cute little corners on the picture. I got the chat to come up. Just can't get any other cameras to come up. So it's all good. I tried dragging and dropping. I've tried everything. They're all there. It's just they won't magically appear, as the little leprechaun says on Lucky Charms. So, and my lights in the back are still being wonky and doing whatever they want to. So you never know what colors it's going to be, because I'll set them, and then by the time I leave the room and come back in the room, they're doing their own thing again. So it's kind of cool. That's fine. Whatever they want to do, just knock yourselves out. So when I went to St. Louis, okay, I took my backpack. I took my, what I call my, the big destination bag. And it was perfect. Everything was great. But then, you know, we went to the zoo, and obviously I did not take the big bag. I left it in the hotel, along with the memory cards, which one of these days I will become a professional at this. That day is not here, right? So I ran out of, I thought I picked up the camera with the empty card, and I picked up the camera with the full card. And I didn't switch cards, even though I knew that it was full. So we get to the zoo, and I got, I think, like maybe 20 minutes, and it said card full. And guess who didn't have any cards with her? So the rest of the day was shot on my phone. Yes, I admit it, right? But it turned out okay. And, you know, I got it. So it's not that big a deal. But I would like a bag. And you guys are going to, I know all of you guys are just rolling your eyes and just, you know, palming your face going, oh my God, here she goes. I would like a bag that would carry my little 13-inch laptop in a padded compartment and had like long dividers for said cameras. So you could like store them in there long ways. And I can put on my back. The Carhartt bag worked okay. I don't have any complaints with it, but if I was carrying a mic, that little Tascam thing takes up no room. So, and you don't have to hook it up to the camera. You hook it up to yourself and you just turn it on and then you're recording. Super, super simple. So I don't think that little Carhartt thing would hold a big old case like this for the DJI mic. Now, I love the battery case for the camera. Look how thin that is. And that's just... Now, I've got one of the batteries out right now because y'all really can't see that. Wow. Ooh. Still can't see it. Yeah, really black. Okay. Anyway, it has came with 3 batteries, which is kind of why I went the adventure route, because you got the 3 batteries and the selfie stick. I have 4 of the Insta360 sticks, so I really didn't need that, but I did want the charging case with the 3 batteries. So, but like I said, I don't know yet. In the preliminaries, the picture quality is good. It's fantastic, but I'm not sure it's that much better than the original. We're gonna do more testing. Lights by Gremlins. Yes. I think perhaps it means they're about to go out. I'm not sure. This is my first go with these painter's lights, so I don't know. They pretty much stay on all the time, and so I think I've probably worn them out. I'm not 100% sure. Jim says Slide just goes with the flow. Yes, I do try. Because, you know, when you get upset, you're the only one that's upset. So, why? It's like nobody else gets upset. So, yeah, so I don't get upset very often. It's just not worth it. James asks, how did you end up with the name Sly? It was a nickname since I was 2. So all I can say is I've just always been Sly. Roy says only bigger bags carry enough stuff. Well, I don't think I need a really big bag for this. Now, in my big bag, okay, that I had 3 tech pouches with assorted battery. Well, I had this camera. Assorted batteries, chargers, the tech bag for the microphone and the mouse, and the accessories to go live. So I really think I could cull that down to a smaller bag. Now, if I was taking like full on camera gear, yeah, I could see that. If I went somewhere without Little Man, where I would have time to stop and sit down and change things, then I might go back to taking the M6. But as long as I'm chasing him, it's this is the way to go. Let me tell you. And he's my little traveling buddy. When you only have one grandson, you can, really spend a lot of time with them and spoil them, and so the first always probably gets more attention than subsequent grandchildren. Roy's saying to James, maybe Sly is a fox, but I like Queen of Bags better. There you go. I kind of like just Queen, just the title Queen. I just, you know, kind of, I've always liked the royal family, and I am the matriarch of my family, so I'll take the title Queen. Yeah, Queen of Bags, that's good. As long as you're not talking about these. It's all good. So, I know somebody was looking, I think it was Jeff, was wanting my opinion of the Action 4, and I just don't have one yet, Jeff. You know, I haven't done, like, I've done them side by side, recording the same things, but obviously it's on 2 memory cards. So I've watched both files. I have not put them in the Final Cut Pro to where I can see them both side by side. But from what I'm seeing, the 4 is a little bit cooler look. It just seems like the original is a little bit warmer. Not a lot, not enough to make you go, ooh. But it just seems like the color profiles are a little bit warmer in the original. So, I think the Hero 12, I think the GoPros have always, for me, have always been too oversaturated. So, the Osmos are kind of going the other end of the spectrum. But, my opinion. So, we'll see. I'll eventually get some videos up of, I do want to take them out to the duck pond and put them side by side on my little bar and kind of walk around and see how they do. I will, probably not in that video. I will probably use the deity for that video, but at some point I will let you hear the audio coming directly out of the camera, and it's not the best. And I think the audio in the original Osmo was acceptable. It's not the best, and if you compare it to a clip where you've got an external mic, the external is going to win every time. But if you don't have anything to compare it to, it doesn't sound that bad, in my opinion. I have to disclaim that. That's, you know. So, so I do have a little bag coming tomorrow. It's a little bitty. It's actually a packable backpack. It's not very big. Just big. Maybe just a shade, maybe a shade bigger. So I have high hopes. Now I don't know how much padding it has, and I don't know if the laptop will fit in it. So the quest may continue. Lots and lots and lots of people are having sales right now. All the people except the ones I want. Go figure. Yeah. So I really want a packed, P-A-K-T. I think it's called the Everyday. It's like a 15 liter. It's pretty slim. It's not very, it doesn't turtle you. It's not very deep. But I don't need deep for this. This is not very thick. So, you know, with my little M6s, they're not very deep either. They're not very big. So I didn't really need deep for those. But but it was interesting when I went to St. Louis, the tech pouches, when you load them all up, they filled up that hex bag. That's the one I took. Because it had the biggest laptop compartment of any of my bags, and I could put my laptop in it in the sleeve. So it pretty much lives in a sleeve. I have a case on it as well. So, you know, it's just, but so even though it's a 13-inch, when you put this in a backpack with the case on it, I think it's bigger than a 16. And it's not as thin either. So now I don't have to carry it in that. I understand that's a little bit overkill, but that's okay. Roy says or asks, do you use that tiny tripod or is it just a handle? That tiny tripod. Oh, this one. I love these, and I'll tell you why. I have small hands, and this thing fits my hand perfectly. Now, yes, you can. That's just an added bonus. You can actually set it down, and it is a tripod. Rarely do I do that, but you can also, which I thought this was actually kind of cool, and I have no idea where it is. Oh, I put it back. On my gimbal, there's a little bitty stand. It's about that long, and it'll screw into the bottom of that. So now all of a sudden, do you not only have 6 feet, but I can screw that on there. Now, yes, it does make it a little bit longer, but it gives it feet so it could stand up, which I think is kind of cool. I don't know. I may not ever use that. I just was playing around with some stuff and found that, and I thought, ooh, and I screwed it on there and it fit perfect. It looked like it was made for it. It's about the same diameter around, and it just screwed in, and now that it extends it about that far, and it gives it little feet. So, yay me. Roy says, I dropped my Z9 on a 15.6 laptop and it killed it. Ooh. Yeah. You see why it's in the bag? Because that is something I would totally do. Kind of clumsy. Yeah, I'll be the first to admit it. But that's why I keep things so well protected. I'll have a phone for 4, 5, 6 years, and when I go to trade it in, it literally looks brand new because it's never been out of its case unless I need to clean it. So, yeah, I just try to take kind of good care of my stuff, but life happens. And now, in addition to my clumsiness, I've got a 4-year-old that wants to touch everything. So, you know, there's that. Jeff says you are correct. It was I that was asking about the Osmo 4 when you get it. Yes, well, it's here. I don't notice. Yeah, the screen is bigger. So if you look at the back compared to the original, the screen, this is the new one. The screen is bigger, which I should like that, right? The screen on the front, it probably is a little bigger, but it's not noticeable, right? So not a game changer. The lens, see, I have little protectors on my lenses. The lens is definitely bigger. Not very good at that. But yeah, the lens is definitely bigger. And it does have several fields of view. You can go wide, you can go narrow. What's interesting is the little cap that I got. I got these for the original, and they fit, but they were always just a little bit loose, and it fits on the new one just perfect. And they're thin. They're thinner than the other ones. So that's the one for the Osmo, for the original. And it's thicker because the lens is thicker. And so it just fits perfect. So I've been having some fun doing all these testing. I do kind of tend to like to geek out a little bit. I just, most of the time, I don't know what I'm doing. And so I kind of have to explore and find out things. But yeah, that really bothers me about that door. But I opened a drawer looking for a adapter for a little light. This little light right here. and it came with a piece to go on a cold shoe, because these are fantastic for the little Osmos. You can just, actually, I think you can put the adapter either in the bottom or on the side, and when it's on the side, it's just perfect size light. And when I was looking for that, I found the original cases for the original Osmo Actions, and then I got to looking, and this one is actually a PGY Tech case. So I had completely forgotten that I had bought an aftermarket case for those. So, but I do have one coming tomorrow, a little small rig, and we'll see. The jury is still out. I think I have 30 days. Roy says, my laptop was in a bag too, but the Z9 is not a little camera. No. And so when you say it was in a bag, was it in like a padded sleeve type thing? But yes, if I drop the ADD on the computer, it would probably be the end of it. So, they're just big body cameras, and that's fine. A lot of people like the bigger cameras. I'm just not one of them. Roy said, it's less fun when we know what we're doing. Well, it is, but it's also less frustrating if you know what you're doing. So, yeah, like this thing. Yeah, I've lost 2 cameras because I can't figure out how to get them in the scene. So, yeah, I'll figure it out. It is what it is. But I did go back, Lewis, and watch your video and pause, and had to go back and watch some more and pause just to get this. Debbie's here. Hello, my friend. Hey, Deb, how's it going? Are you in town? I never know with you. Roy says laptop was in a laptop padded bag. Yeah. Yeah, that hurts. That hurts because they're not cheap. Although I don't think, I'm glad I bought the one I did, but I don't think you would need to. Yes, it's very, very handy having a 1080 camera in the laptop, but as many cameras as I have, I don't think it was a necessity. But it all worked out. So, Jeff says, comparing the 3 to the 4, is there a big difference? From what I can tell about the 3, because I've never had the 3. The 3, when it came out, it had focusing issues. And if a camera comes out and it has problems out of the gate, that kind of kills it, right? People are much less apt to buy it. So, from what I understand, and this is just from me reading a lot, the 4 is the 3 with a new lens and a new processor. It's the same body. All the stuff that fits a 3 fits a 4. They just changed out the lens and not the processor, the sensor inside. So if you get a 3 that is manufactured after November 2022, so less than a year old, you probably would be okay, because supposedly they fixed that focusing issue, but it didn't help revive the sales. So at that point, the camera was dead in the water. It was just getting so many bad reviews that they just came out with the 4. I think they did use the same body, would be my guess. I don't think they intended on releasing a 4 as early as they did. They just put some new branding on it, but the accessories that you buy for it are for the Action 3. So, because all these people that made accessories for it and then the camera flopped, they still have this stockpile of accessories and they fit. So, I don't know that that answers your question, but because I don't have a 3, I have the original. I didn't like the 2. I didn't like the form factor. When the 3 came out, I was interested, but it got so many bad reviews that yeah. The original, Jeff, if you can get an original, and excuse me, MPB has them for about $150. Yeah, I can highly recommend the original. There's a few things about the original that I do like that they've done on the 4, for instance. On the original, you have to have an adapter for the microphone. So you have to, obviously you have to take the door off, but you have to have an adapter. Even if you have a USB-C cable, it will not work. Okay? You have to get that little microphone adapter. Is it a deal breaker? Not really, but I do like that now on the 4 you can just plug straight into the camera. I do like that. So just these little things. Nothing big. I mean, in video quality between the 3 and 4. So yes, if you get one that was manufactured after November 2022, they supposedly fixed the focusing issues. Now, between the 3 and the 4 has got a bigger, bigger is better, a bigger sensor. So, and it does have a different lens on it than the 3, so it is going to let in more light in low light situations. How often do you use an action camera in low light? You know, who knows? But so if that's, you kind of have to think what you're going to be using it for. And if you're using it, you know, taking pictures of the family outside having a picnic, it's not going to be low light conditions. So the 3 would be absolutely fine. The original has issues in low light. It does not do very good. That's why I have so many of these little tiny lights. I've tried the Ulanzi. Love those. They just go right on there. I have a couple of the Lytras. They just go right on there when I can find the adapter. But so yeah, it depends on your use case scenario. I plan on using this as pretty much my run and gun primary camera when I'm out and about, because I'm usually either at work or running after a 4-year-old. So that fast, I'm good to go. So that's what I was wanting it for, was something I could chase my little man around with and get reasonably good videos. Deb says, yes, in town and ready to come see you. Oh, I don't think you want to come see me right now. I have no heat. I haven't had heat all week. Jeff says, Sly, my son asked me where you're from. I forgot. Oklahoma. Yeah, I'm an Okie. What's that name of that song? Okie from Muskogee by Merle Haggard or somebody? Yeah, I'm not originally from Muskogee, but I'm originally from Tulsa. So, but he probably has no idea what Tulsa even is. So just tell him I'm Oklahoma. Yeah, right smack, just like one state below the very center of the United States. So, but yes, I'm going to be doing some testing. Tomorrow my son is coming down. We're going to get my heater fixed because it was a little chilly this week. I think it was a relay. I don't know if you guys remember back when the tree fell on the house. It knocked out the air conditioner. And instead of fixing it, because I'm like the world's greatest procrastinator, I would just unplug it. The fan won't shut off. So I would just unplug it. Seemed to work just fine. Then when the house got a little warm, I would just plug it back in and Well, I thought I could do the same thing with the heat, and no, I couldn't. So I did replace the thermostat. Didn't help. Uh, so tomorrow we're gonna brainstorm and see if we can't find. Hopefully it's a relay. Fingers crossed. If it's the motherboard, may have to do something different. But yeah, it was in the 20s this week, so it was a little chilly. A little chilly. It just says, boy, was I off. I said Alabama. Yeah, Alabama's a pretty good little drive. I think it's Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Louisiana, Texas, and I'm right above Texas. So, yeah. I think, if I remember my geography right. I always get Georgia and Alabama confused, but I think Georgia is right next to Florida. So, it's in my mind. I remembered it because it was FG. So Florida, Georgia, yeah. I don't know. Just weird things that people do to remember things. And I could be wrong. I could have totally remembered that wrong. But that's what it's what I seem to think I remember from school. So, and I've driven out there. So you would think I would know. But I think Georgia is next to Florida. And then Alabama is next to Georgia. So you weren't that far off. At least you're in the right country. Roy says, does the heat have a pilot light? It does, and it's lit. It has been lit all summer. It's never gone out. But it's not sending a signal to light the burners. So I've replaced so many things on that heater. It's like 30 years old. And I've replaced like the thing that tells it the burners when to light, the overheating switch. I think I've replaced a relay, but it has more. So he's going to come down and help me troubleshoot, and he's still young enough he can get down on the floor, and you have to get on the floor and look up. And so we'll be standing right there beside each other, but he'll be on the floor with his phone FaceTiming me, showing me the picture of what it is. That's kind of how we troubleshoot things. Jeff says, I meant to ask, how was the trip with the grandson? It was phenomenal. They actually, I think it was either the mic or the camera. I think it was the camera. They weren't supposed to deliver, I wasn't supposed to get it until December. Like December 21st was their estimated time of arrival. And I got an email Friday night, like at 2 a.m, that it was on its way and would be delivered the next day. And I needed to sign, and here was a code. And so I immediately called Amazon, and I'm like, I am not home. I cannot take delivery of it. And she said, oh, okay, well, we'll just put comments in there. And I said, well, so what happens if they don't read the comments? Because the people that deliver in my area, they're not real literate. Like, I've put directions in there and they don't read them. So I was getting very, very nervous, and it didn't stop it. The next morning when we got up, it said it was still coming. So instead of going where my daughter lives, it would have been just a straight shot from St. Louis. I live, like, if you take that route, you have to come down and then go kind of back up. So it makes kind of an odd triangle type thing. But we had to come to my house, and sure enough, they delivered it. And I asked the guy, had I not been home, what he would have done with it. And he's like, oh, no, I would have taken it back. Well, then when would I have gotten it redelivered? Because like with FedEx or UPS, if they miss you, sometimes they'll come the next day, right? And he said, oh, it has to go through the whole process again. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm really glad we came home. So, yeah. And then the very next day, I got the microphone. So, So it all worked out. But I knew the microphone was coming on Sunday. I didn't know the camera was. All those little states in America are confusing. Yes, they are. Especially when you're a kid in school and you have to memorize all 50 of them. It's like, yeah, thankfully, in my youth, I think I was about 19, I drove a truck all over the country. So I got to see the entire country except for Hawaii, Alaska, and I believe Washington State. But I got to see all the other states. So that was a real eye-opener. And I enjoyed that immensely. It took about a year. I drove a truck for about a year. And then when I'd seen everything, I was done. So, and then it wasn't fun anymore. And so I didn't do it anymore. Roy says here, if you miss a FedEx delivery, we have to go collect it from the depot. Okay. Yeah, a lot of times they will try to redeliver, I think once. And then they give you a card and you can go pick it up if you'd rather. But I think after it sits in their warehouse for a week, if you don't pick it up, I think they send it back. So they give you a little bit of time. I didn't know how Amazon did it because generally they just leave it somewhere in the vicinity, and they have left it even not on the porch, and my lovely neighbors have taken off with it. I've even had somebody come right up to the front door and take a package and leave, and I have cameras all over the house, so go figure. The guy that came all the way up to the door pulled his shirt. It was summertime. He pulled his shirt up over his head, grabbed the package so the camera couldn't get his face, grabbed the package, and then ran off with it. So yeah, you just thankfully I do have the cameras, because when I call Amazon, I have a camera of somebody taking it. So and they just reimburse me or send another one out. So I've never gotten hurt by it, but it's frustrating. You know, you think something's going to be here and then you have to start the process all over. Well, if I'd had to start the process over again with the camera, would it have been... Because I can't remember when I ordered it, but it seemed like it was the first part of October. So I didn't really want to wait another month. But Roy says, porch pirates. Yes. Yes, we have a lot of pirates in my neighborhood. Yeah. And so, well, I think I told you guys about my weed eater getting stolen the last time I mowed my yard. And I chased the guy down and put him in my truck, called the police. You know, not very smart. But at the time, in the heat of the moment, it seemed like the thing to do. So in hindsight, it was not the smartest thing to do. But at the time, it seemed like the thing to do. So... but hopefully we will get the heater up and running reasonably quickly. That's priority number one, because let me tell you, it got one day I came one night, or I work nights, so I came home early in the morning, and it was 28 degrees. Yeah, it's a little chilly even for me. So, but you know, it's interesting enough, I really never got chilled except for my nose. Of course, now I had a stocking hat on and I had a hoodie on and sweatpants, and I'm all bundled up and I've got tons of blankets and stuff on me. But the only part that bothered me was my nose. I couldn't warm my nose up. So, so the heater is number one priority. And then after that, I'm going to take both cameras up to the duck pond and see how they do. As nice as the weather is, I may go up the waterfall again. I don't know. We'll see. But I want to see how they do just as far as their picture quality. And then I will probably, I'll either use the Tascam or the Deity tomorrow, and then I'll let you hear what the built-in mic sounds like. But I think I like it. I'm still kind of on the fence. You know, just I'm very biased towards the original. It's been a great little camera. It does phenomenal. So if this is an improvement on the original, then it's a winner winner chicken dinner. If it's just a marketing thing to sell more cameras, I'm going to be a little disappointed. Roy says, does that mean you have a big nose or you're just healthy? I think I'm healthy. Yeah, I got a cold nose. I think I'm healthy. Or it was 28 degrees, you know. But if I could figure out a way, like, to make like a nose sock, like, you know, you have stocking caps, a little nose sock tied behind your ears or something, keep your little nose warm, I would have been good to go. So if we cannot get the heater, I have central heat and air, and if we cannot get the heater revived, we have a backup plan. So by tomorrow night I will have heat. So, and today I think it got in the 60s. It's starting to get a little chilly in here now. I have a heater behind me, but I don't think I can run it when I've got everything else turned on. So there is an issue of tripping breakers. And it's not fun to have to go find the breaker box, unplug everything, and then go find the breaker box in the dark, right? Not one of my favorite things to do. So I had it on until right before I went live, and then I'll turn it on again, you know, after we get off. But so I do want to know, it's going to be 28 degrees here this week Celsius. Okay, so 28 Celsius is not really that cold, is it? Because I thought your 0 was my 32. So is your 28 my 60? I'm thinking. Lewis, how you doing, bud? I'm in Singapore, about to head out, just saying hi. Well, thank you for coming in. I got my new action camera, bud. So I've been talking about that. But yeah, have a safe trip. And Lewis says, congratulations on the new camera. And much love, everyone. I'm out of memory, so I need to go. Bye. Love you, Lewis. So I know he's having a blast. Yeah. That kid has been around, I think, as long as I have, as far as in the group and everything. So super, super nice guy. And totally lost my train of thought. I don't know where it was. Roy says it's going to be 28 degrees. Oh, I know what it was. Okay. So if Peter is going to be out of town on Black Friday, do you guys want me to go early and just do like an extra long one? Or do you want maybe Randy to try one? Randy, I'm talking to you. Wake up. Or does somebody else want to take Peter's slot? Or what do you guys want to do? Because I should be home all night that night. You know, my daughter is in the restaurant business, so I'm sure she works Friday. So yeah, I should be around all night Friday night. And I don't mind, you know, going on at 9 and just hanging out with you guys. I enjoy hanging out with you guys. Jess says 28 degrees Celsius for us in Brisbane is beautiful. So I'm thinking 28 is like a 60 maybe, or close to it. And we've had a couple of really nice days here. The problem is when the house gets cold like that, it doesn't warm up. It takes a couple of days to warm back up. And it's still getting cold at night, so it doesn't really have a chance to warm up as fast as I would like it to. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's fine. Oh. Whoa, 28 is only about 83. That would be phenomenal. You can swim in 83-degree weather. Water's a little chilly still, but you can do it, right? Yeah, I don't think we'll see any 83-degree days till next summer, next spring. And by then everybody will be ready for it, you know. Here the seasons are very pronounced. We have fall and spring are pretty mild. Summer is downright hot, and winter is downright cold. So we definitely have a changing of the seasons. But one year I was in Arizona for the winter, and I didn't get that change of season, and it threw me off for a whole year. I missed it like for a whole year. So I guess it's all what you get used to, right? But I was thinking about you Aussies on Halloween, and because y'all are just coming out of your winter, and it was stupid cold here on Halloween. It was so cold the kids couldn't go trick-or-treating. And so I was thinking how odd it would be to have Halloween in the spring, which is basically what you do, right? But you guys are so used to it that you probably think it's odd to have Halloween in the fall. I guess you all celebrate Halloween. I'm not sure. That was my excuse to buy a 3.5-pound bag of candy. No trick-or-treating involved. Didn't have to dress up or anything. Just love being an adult. Just go and get my 3.5-pound bag of candy. Yeah. Now, I will share it with little man in small quantities. But, yeah, I didn't get to see him this week because I couldn't bring him here with the heater not working. So, we got to get that thing up and going by tomorrow. But let me know what you guys think. If you guys want me to do like start at 9 and go to whenever Black Friday, maybe we can check out some of the sales or something, you know. Maybe I can find some things that you guys don't know about, or you know, if you tell me what you're interested in. By the way, Roy and Randy, a good friend of mine has got some old, I think they're not Nikon lenses. She hasn't sent me pictures yet. She wants me to come up and take pictures of them. They were her parents, and so I'm not sure what they are, but she thinks they're Nikon. So if either of you would be interested in any of them, I will find out what they are and let you know. So I think that's about... Randy, are you still awake? Did Peter come in? I guess I need to scroll back up here. Or he may just be lurking. I don't think he did. The little toot. That's okay. So, because you guys, it's pretty much the same crowd. So let me know what you guys want to do. Let's see. Oh, okay. I'm a little bit behind. I didn't see it go up. Jeff says, either way, Sly, what suits you with the time? Okay. Well, when he said that, I thought, well, I'll just go on at 9 and stay on till whenever. Because it's pretty much always the same. Same people in both places, right? Deb says, you can always come and stay with me. Yeah, both my kids said the same thing, and I was so tired. I didn't want to. It's been a long week. Didn't want to have to drive, but thank you. Jeff says the thing is, at your 60 degrees Fahrenheit is our 15 degrees Celsius. Wait, what? How can that be? Oh, okay, yes, okay, I get it. So 15 degrees Celsius is 60. That is just so weird, because isn't 0 Celsius my 32? Isn't 0 freezing? So 15 would be, yeah, I don't know how that math works, but okay. I guess I just step outside and see if I need a coat. Roy says, we kind of are starting to celebrate Halloween, All Hallows Eve these days. So you don't celebrate on October 31st? That's our All Hallows Eve. And Roy says, I love old lenses of any brand. Okay, that begs another question. So, a friend of my daughter's has she told me what it was, and I believe it's either a T6i or a T7i. Anyway, it's one of the Rebels. So I believe they take EFS lenses. Will an EF lens work without an adapter? And I think it will. I'm pretty sure it will. But I've got an old Zoom that I'll probably end up just giving her. So I think we are Randall-less. I think he has fallen asleep, which I thought today was his last day. So I think he may be retired now. Maybe. Or maybe it was November 1st. I'm not 100% sure. I know it's soon. I know it's very soon. At the beginning of November, he was going to retire. So, but yeah, he generally, he stayed awake for Peters. So, he's doing okay. Jeff says the thing is Halloween fits in your timelines. It's the last night of autumn. This is where the spirits flee for the winter, as we've been told. So to celebrate Halloween in Australia does not make sense. Oh, that's true. Yeah, because it's the last night of autumn. So for us, the last day of autumn is December 21st, I think. Because then winter starts December 22nd. So, I don't know where October 31st came from. If they just, that's a good day for holiday. I don't have any idea. Maybe the last day of autumn was too close to Christmas. Not 100% sure. Roy says that's why most of the world went to metric. Well, they have been saying since I was in elementary school that we were going to metric, and we never have. So, yeah. Roy says my oldest lens is a Pentec aerial lens from a crashed World War I biplane. Wow. That's impressive. That's actually really cool. I like that. Yeah, I was just, she's got one camera, one lens. It was interesting because she doesn't know a lot, obviously, about the camera or the lens, because she said it was the kit lens, but it doesn't zoom. Well, if it doesn't zoom, it's a prime lens, and that's not a kit lens. So I don't think Canon ever put out a Rebel camera with a prime lens. I could be wrong. It has happened many, many times, but I can't see Canon putting out a prime lens as a kit lens. So, yeah. So she wants something that zooms, and I think mine is either a 2 or 300. So I was just gonna, I don't use it, I'll just give it to her. And then if I have a need for another zoomie, I I'm trying to think. I think 200 is the biggest zoom you can get on an M mount. I think. I could be wrong about that too, because I really haven't looked into it. So if and when little man starts soccer and I need to zoom a little more, then I will look into it. Right now I'm just looking into cameras that can chase him, and I think I found it. But yeah, I really am curious. I wish it was daylight right now, because I am really curious. You know, I did test them side by side here, but it's this is not daylight, and I want to see what they look like out in the daylight, right? So, but if because Randy has been talking about he wants to start live streaming, maybe, and so if he does, that might be the perfect night for him to start, and that's fine. If he doesn't, I think in our group, am I the only other one that goes live? Oh, Lewis goes live, but he's going Saturday night. So, I mean, I can just go on at 9 and just go to whenever. So, not a big deal. But and you guys might have plans too, you know. So, it is Thanksgiving weekend. So, may not be a whole lot of people that want to come on anyway. Now, if a lot of you guys are like me and you just sit at home, yeah, why not sit at home together, right? So, but let's see. Roy says older kit lenses were usually 50mm primes. Like, okay, yes, I agree with that. But like on like a T7i, it wouldn't be a prime. That's not that old. I mean, when you say older kit lenses, I'm thinking like 15 years ago, maybe. So the T7i probably came out in what, 2014 or 15? Would be my guess. Randy goes live with the AP Studio crew on selective imagery. Is Chuck doing his live again? Because I have not gotten any notifications. So, and I have seen him on Chuck's, and he was on Peter's. I don't know why he won't do one himself, but and that's something else too. I could try to figure out how to put you guys up here. I can't figure out how to get 3 cameras up here, but I can try to figure out how to get you guys up here. And so we could kind of do that for Thanksgiving and maybe one of those for Christmas. Or it says 15 years is recent to me. See, that's what I'm thinking. I don't think in the last 15 years Canon has put a prime lens as a kit lens. I think the older ones they might have, but I don't think they have in the last 7 or 8 years. So, but I could be wrong. I bow to your knowledge. Roy says Chuck is still recovering. Okay, yeah, I was kind of afraid of that. I do pray for him a full recovery, because that's got to be so hard, so hard to be, you know, full of vim and vigor one day and then not the next. So I can't imagine, and I thank God every day for my health, because you can make more money. When you lose your health, you're done. So hard road to recovery. But yeah, if that's something you guys would be interested in, I will try to figure out how to do the thing where we get people in here, and we'll just see how it goes. I mean, obviously I've never done it before, so it may be a complete disaster, but I'm up for trying new things. Yes, it is the solar Celtic season is from the 1st of August to the 31st of October. This is the last day before the spirits flee for the winter. Okay. Ah, see? Jeff is coming in. Jeff is sneaking in here with some of this knowledge that, you feel like at 60 you should know this stuff, but yeah, I don't. So that's pretty cool. So it's a Celtic season. It's from 1st of August to the 31st of October. Okay. It's August, September, October. So that's a 3-month period. I've always thought our calendar was askew. I just always have, because it's like, okay, well, we're going to have 4 weeks a month, and then we have a bunch of these extra days we don't know what to do with. So we're just going to put one in January, and oh, let's throw one in March, and oh, May needs one. It's like they had like 6 or 7 days left, and so they just kind of threw them in and dispersed them throughout the year. It never really made sense to me, but someone did tell me that's not 12. I don't remember how you do it, but I remember it was like the knuckles had 31, and then the where it was not a knuckle had 30. I don't know. Roy says Europe has All Hallowed Eve, USA has Halloween, and South America has Day of the Dead a couple of days later. Something Muerta. Somebody was just in here from Mexico. Edgar. What is your Day of the Dead thing? Dia de la Muertes? Or something like that. Yeah, I don't speak very good Spanish. My Spanish and my Australian are about the same. It's not very good. But I have gotten pretty good at saying good day. Right? Roy says the Romans diddled with the days when they adapted the Egyptian calendar. Yeah, I feel like they just said, okay, we're just going to have like 4 weeks. Oh, we have some days left. Well, let's just, like a deck of cards. Here, we'll just throw one over here and one over here and one over here. It makes no sense. But I do kind of like it when there's like a 3-pay month. So I'm not complaining. Jeff says the EOS T7i camera came out in February 2017. This was my very first DSLR. It's also called the EOS 800D. Okay, I just saw one of those for sale, an 800D. Didn't look to see what the conversion was, but so in 17, so my actual EF lens will work on her EFS. Yes, I think. I'm almost sure. The EF is a full frame lens. The EFS is a crop lens, so it may. I don't know. I think the problem lies when you use a crop lens on a full frame camera. I think it tends to crop it in. So if you're using a full frame lens on a crop camera, you should be good to go. I think. I'm trying to think which way the funnel works. Yeah. But I'm pretty sure that's right. So I don't even know. I think it's 80 to 200 maybe, which should get her out there a little ways. But, and I haven't talked to her, so I don't know what she's wanting to take pictures of, and you kind of need more information than, oh, she wants a lens for her camera. Okay. Well, my first question is, what kind of camera does she have? And that took a few minutes to discertain. So I'm going to have to actually talk with this lady in person and see what's going on. Yeah. But if she wants it, it's hers. It's if I have something that somebody wants and they want it, I'll just give it to them. So I have the cage coming tomorrow for the Action 4. I did get the screen protectors. I did go ahead and order those because regardless of whether I keep the camera or send it back, I want to, if I do send it back, I want it to be in brand new condition. So, you know, where nothing is scratched. So I put those on everything. But, and then I'm getting that little bitty backpack. So we'll see. It may be too small for me. But I was looking through all my bags and I don't have anything that's like, well, maybe what gave me the idea, and yes, I can't finish one thought before I'm on to another one, but that's why I edit so much of my videos. So what gave me the idea was my son came down Wednesday, I believe, and picked up his quiver for his arrows, and it was, you know, it wasn't very big, but it was really long. And I thought, man, that would be like a scaled down version, not a quiver, but a scaled down version would be perfect for the action camera. And then maybe below that have like a pocket for the batteries or the microphone or, you know, whatever. The little Tascam microphone, the whole thing fits in just this little bitty pouch. It's about this big by about like that. I mean, it fits anywhere, right? So, and I've been having pretty good luck with the Tascam. So, I'm just saying. Now, I do think the Deity, when I tested, I didn't test the Tascam directly next to the Deity, but when I tested the Deity against the DJI, the Deity blew it away. And I think it's a better sound than even the Tascam. So, you know, I go through these, it's a cyclical thing where I get on microphone kicks and then I get on camera kicks and then I get on bag kicks, and it's a vicious cycle, and it goes round and round and round. So, Roy says, good day is all you need. I'm there. Good day, where's your bathroom? Good day, where's the kitchen? It's like, Roy says, I don't remember the Canon mount, but until the Z, all Nikon lenses fit just about all of their cameras since 1959. Okay. Well, I will get with, her name's Susan. I will get with her and see what it is that she's got. Both of her parents have passed now, and she's been slowly but surely cleaning the house up and selling stuff off, getting rid of stuff, you know, what have you. And I know she has, I think, 2 or 3 8mm cameras or whatever that played the 8mm videos. I don't think those are anything she's going to be able to do anything with, but the lenses, and probably the cameras would be old film cameras, so she probably won't be able to do anything with those either. But the lenses may still be viable. So I don't have anything Nikon. But you know, I think that's that's just me. That's just how I roll. Is if I can help somebody, I will, and then the next person, maybe they'll help the next person. You know, kind of pay it forward type thing. Yeah. So anyway, but guys, Roy says Super 8 cameras. Yuck. Yeah. Right. Yeah, they were never. I just remember them being like noisy and grainy, and they were never very good pictures. Like, you could say that was Elvis Presley, but it could have been somebody else because the picture was that bad. Oh, here's a picture of Elvis and Priscilla by the pool. Okay, if you say so, but it could have been Jackie Kennedy for all I know, you know. So, yeah, it just kind of not a big fan either, Roy. So, but guys, let me know what you guys want to do about Black Friday, and if that's, I can do one of two things. I can either research a bunch of stuff and see if I can find some good sales, or we can do the where I put you all on the screen with me. I don't think I could do both because there's a learning curve here, right? So, but I think I can learn this one, and I kind of research is what I do, so it's all good. Jeff says, yes, the T7i takes both EF and EFS, but it is a crop body. The crop factor is 1.6, so a EF 50, 1.6 gives a field of view of 80. Okay, so the that's kind of what I remember. So the 200 at a 1.6 is actually becomes a 320, I think. Does that sound right? Yeah, I think that's right. You would think that I could have done that a little bit faster, right? Yeah, a 200 times 1.6, duh. But yeah, so 320 would actually, it'd be zoomed out pretty good, you know. So we'll see. But yeah, the more I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking it would be more fun to have everybody up here like we did for Peter's birthday. That might be fun. So, but let me know what you guys think, and I'll figure it out. You know, that's Scott says I like these long broadcasts. So, well, and that's the thing is, like, on Black Friday, it would be a really long one, because if I start at 9, then I still have to go long enough to get to hit Peter's time slot and my time slot. So it would be it would be a marathon. But do you like the idea of going like we did at Peter's birthday, where I bring everybody in? I need to know what you guys want to do. Roy says, becomes field of view only. The depth of field, etc., always remains the same. Yes, but the zoom, wouldn't the zoom become a 320? Maybe. Roy says, I'd like to join to annoy everyone. That's your role, Roy. That's what we depend on you to do. So don't think you're going to skate out of this. That you are there to annoy, especially me. I'm just teasing. I love you to pieces. You do not annoy. Sorry. Jeff says all Canon DSLR crop body cameras will take both EF and EFS lenses. Okay. I thought I remembered, because the 80D is an EFS, and it takes the EF. You can use the EF lenses. So Scott says, I got distracted by a phone call. I'm glad you were considering a Black Friday show. I would prefer one guest at a time, though. Okay. It did get a little chaotic having a whole bunch of people in there. So, yeah, I can kind of see that. And that may be all I can figure out how to do anyway. Because it's like, now, I don't know why, but when Chuck did his, it was, and perhaps it was the people, but not everybody tried to talk over everybody else. So, and it could have been, you know, he had quite a few young people in there that could have had something to do with it. Chuck's audience is usually a little bit older, so a little, I don't know, well, more well-mannered maybe. But so okay, I will try to do the one at a time thing. Because I don't even know how to do any at a time. All right, just me. So we'll figure this out. I think there is a button. I have seen a button at the top where you can invite people in. And so I think once I get that, I can figure it out from there. Yeah. Jess says, yes, 320 is correct. Yeah, I should be able to do, I used to be able to do simple math in my head really, really quickly. But I am getting older, so, you know. But 16 times 2 is still 320, so yeah, or 32, yeah. Just moving that decimal point, you know. But yes, it is midnight. It has been an hour and a half, so I will say goodnight for now, and I just really enjoy talking to you guys. It's just been a blast. So so my goal this week is to test these two cameras and the microphones. May not get the microphones tested this week, but I definitely want to get the cameras tested because I'm super, super excited. Now, there's nothing to say that I can't put this camera on this tripod, right? I mean, I don't have to keep this long stick, but it is kind of cool how long it goes. And, you know, it's just a matter of physics, but the farther out you get, the more unstable it gets. But it does have Rocksteady Plus, and 2 or 3 more, like a Horizon thing, and it's got a few features that this one doesn't have. So that's what we'll do this week. Jeff says it would be great to do a live show like Peter's birthday. That's kind of what I'm thinking. It would be so cool to take phone calls too. Okay. Not sure how I would do that, but okay. Scott says, thanks for all you do. Yeah, I still have to record a video for tomorrow. Not sure what it's going to be. I've been kind of behind. So I am going to sign off so I can make a video real quick and get it ready for tomorrow. But I love you guys to pieces, and I will see you guys next Friday. I hope everyone has a fantastic week, and everybody stay safe and healthy. Good night, guys.